So I wanted to show my tank here. I've been sick for a while. I've had a respiratory thing that I've been battling, and I've had so much fatigue and just haven't been able to do the things that I've been wanting to do. And this is sort of what's happened to this tank. Now the only thing I've been doing to this while I've been sick is I've just been doing my quick weekly water changes, just a quick change, just scooping out about 25%, putting in fresh water that's been treated, and that is it, which is not my normal routine. I usually do a little tank maintenance at the time, but I just haven't had it in me to do it. I've just been so ill. And you can see what's happened here. I've gotten a lot of algae buildup. There's algae on the leaves there and on the fixture, and a little bit of yuck that's built up on the glass here. The water's evaporated a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, clean out the filter media. But I thought this would be a really good time to show how I would do a really thorough tank cleaning. So go ahead and take care of this. Poor guy. Been hanging in there with me. I did remove the fish before I started taking anything out of the tank, because as you see here, once you start moving things around, the fixtures and the plants and things, you dislodge all this debris that starts floating around. So I took him out, and I did turn up the filter afterwards, and I'm hoping that some of this debris will kind of get sucked up into the filter here so that I can clean it out with a medium. You see this stuff is already kind of getting into the tube there, so I'll have to be cleaning that out. And a nice way, even in between doing major cleanings like this, I have this, it's called a beta waste remover. That's what they sell it at the pet store under, but looks like a turkey baster to me. And I'll get in there and kind of suction out, you know, large bits of things or along the edges. There's not really much in the bottom now because it's all been disturbed, but that's always a good little handy device to have. And then I'm going to get my toothbrush that I use for my aquarium in here and start scrubbing some of the algae. And I also have a sponge that I'll use to do that. So I think we're going to start with the sponge. And I have my aquarium tweezers I kind of use to get down in there and start scrubbing all the algae off the corners. So I'm going to be getting in here and using this. Clean out the filter here, and the tube is now cleaned out. And it's really important, I can't note enough, that when you clean out the filter media, that you clean it out using a big cup of the existing tank water. You don't want to use new water, even if you've treated that water, because that will kill any beneficial bacteria that you have in there. So what I do is I take out a big scoop of the dirty water here into a cup, and then I use that cup to clean out the filter media, and then I dump the water out and get another cup of the tank water, and I clean it out a second time just to make sure that it's nice and as clean as it can, pretty much be, and then I will put it back in. I'm going to be cleaning the plants, and what I have in here is I have water that I've prepared. This is clean water that's been treated, and I'm going to be using this soft bristled toothbrush, and I only use this for aquarium purposes. So it was brand new, it's never had any toothpaste or any other chemicals or soap or anything on it. It strictly was purchased for a aquarium purposes. And you want to use soft bristles, you don't want to be doing any damage. I just try to keep it moist, and I try to keep all the plants as moist as I can. And then you're going to just, gently scrub along the leaves. You don't want to press too hard or, damage anything. But this just does a really great job. I haven't really found anything that's done as good of a job as this soft bristled toothbrush. And just, gently get in there, get everything off. I know this isn't the most fabulous lighting for this, I apologize. And I don't really tend to find that I have a lot of buildup on the bottom of the leaves. It tends to just, you know, be along the top. Obviously, that's where the algae is sitting to get the light. Let's get the other leaf here. These right here are some new leaves. They always feel good when you have new growth. Lets you know something in the tank is working properly. And then the rhizome here, I'm going to get, you know, gently right along the rhizome. Be gentle around the roots. You don't want to dislodge them or do any damage. I always go one direction along the roots so that I'm not pulling them off the rock. And if you have any decay or any like leaves that are broken or dead, this is a good time to get your aquarium scissors in and sort of trim them down and trim them off and make sure that all the parts that you're putting back in your tank are healthy. So, looks pretty good. I think I've gotten all the leaves. So I'll go ahead and put him back into the container of water here, and I'll pull out another one and start working on the rest. A little larger than normal water change this time around. I took about 1/3 of the water out. It was just really kind of dirty, and that was a decision I made. And then I also had to account for the water that was missing before I started. So I'm going to probably add a little more water, and then what I'll do is I'll let that filter run. It's a lot stronger than I usually let it run. And I'm just going to let it go for about 20 minutes or so and make sure that all the floating debris that's left, anything that might be in there, gets a chance to get pulled up into the filter. And then we'll go ahead and add the fish. Here's the tank. Everything's been cleaned out. I did turn down the flow of the filter after I let it run for about 20 minutes and put the fish back in. I did add a biological supplement. I think I used Nutrifin Cycle this time. And I like to do that when I do a water change like this, just because I think it helps keep everything, you know, a little bit better balanced and just sort of boost things. But all in all, the entire maintenance process took about 25 minutes, so it wasn't really bad at all. And then another 20 minutes just to let things run after I put everything back together before I put the fish in. So it really doesn't take that long, and I think everything looks good now, looks healthy, everything's been taken care of, and that's pretty much what I do when things get out of hand and I have to do a full-on tank cleaning. So, say bye.